Sanibonani, dumelang, avuxeni. It's a boy, Paul Mashasela Osasa Omito Mabele, Sijamota Kameleko. I'd like to welcome you to another exciting episode of Spirit Messages. I'm kind of not sure of what episode we are in because it's been a long time we haven't been shooting it cool.
Yeah, probably episode 13, I think.
Yeah, something like that. But please can you forgive us for not uploading any episodes. You know, guys, it's really hard to keep the lights on, to run, the whole podcast. To make sure that the tea is there. So from time to time, I really, trying by all means, but also with God's blessings, to build up the forecast and, keep the lights on. But we're here now, Nkule, and we thank the good Lord that, because like March, we didn't upload anything. So nothing. And please, God, you forgive us for that one. You know, we promised that we're gonna make it work. But with that being said and done, Nkule, we thank the good Lord that they're here now. I miss shooting personally. It's been, like not shooting for like the whole month. It felt like a whole year. But let me start with you, Nkule. How are you doing?
And you're gonna introduce everyone first in what you're doing.
Okay. Let me start with Malande. Malande, my boy is here. Umpo, the ghost lady is here. Buke is here. And today we have a special guest, Nandi is here. Come on, guys, give me the head, eh? And of course, Nkurishisi is here.
Sanbonani, Sishilo, Nwaba, Matsendro, Ubai Kulu, Number Nopo, Amachaka Sama, Wombam, Omakeza Luis. It's nice to be back. It sounds like it's been a while.
Yeah.
We do apologize as Spirit Matters. Like Fall has explained, there's been a whole lot happening. But we're back to here. We're gonna get in the swing of things. And we're gonna keep this alive by the grace of God. Namajozi too, as well as our angels. We don't work alone, we know this.
Yeah.
So it's always important that we recognize that we are not alone, and we're just here to teach as much as we can. I still reach out to you guys to say, please tell us what questions you guys have so we can have episodes on it and discuss it and see how we can assist you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also like I have to, every time when after editing the podcast and uploading, like you always say towards Mkulu, I thank you for the work. I really appreciate your efforts. You and Malandi, the work that you was. But also I feel like that also giving you back your flowers. Like awesome cool, because that's how we were not uploading December. You kept us alive because you were doing videos, like the short videos, like the short sub videos. And also watch, like it still kept on doing those short videos. And those videos were still helpful, to the people, like to our audiences. So I really want to say also thank you. And also thank you, for, just providing us with the knowledge that you are helping us with. And you are helping us with a lot, firstly with the knowledge that you're sharing with us. Alright, but also for me, for me personally, the teachings that I get from you, and also like the other physical helps, like whether it's sessions, whether it's cleansing, and also it's like I look at you and I just think of how remarkable for me you are. Having known your journey, where you come from, and who you are right now. And I feel like personally for me, I take a lot from. I'm like telling myself that I have to be like Minku. I have to be a good leader of Minku. Because and most times when let's say I'm messing up, you don't come at me in the hustle.
Yeah.
Na we are monisata, in a very polite manner, humbly serach, we cool, ganj, naranj. And that is the thing in which I'm also learning from. So shout out to Junko. Thank you. Very good. You want to have us here, chair.
And so I wanna send it back to you, Paul. When you approached me, I have this eye where I tend to look at everything from a helicopter viewpoint where I'm like, okay, what is God trying to say here? Who is this for? Why did God choose him? Many people could have come to me. Many people could have said, hey, Nkulu, we like what you're doing. We want to do something with you. But God chose you. And in choosing you, the explanation from the first time you spoke to me, even when we haven't met, the explanation was very clear in my head that, listen, you are not going to be the upfront man here. Allow Paul to be in the front, but helping. It's like when Moses was handing over to Joshua, going into the promised land. That's exactly where we are. We haven't reached the numbers we wish for in YouTube. We're doing okay in TikTok, but I still feel we can do better. But the proverbial land of honey and milk, which is a promised land, is coming. But I know that I'm not like Moses. I'm not supposed to be the one that leads that gen. You are younger than me, and you are way more technological than I am. Sometimes I use big English words. Like earlier when we talked, that I'm seeing a lot of dichotomy in social media. But you also come at me with some IT stuff, and I'm like, this guy, you honestly thinks the 40-year-old man, you know this. I don't know what you're talking about. But that's the beauty of it all, that we need to work with each other and find each other, because at some point before we were both born, our souls had a conversation, and that we going to meet each other at some point. So the secret to being a good leader is to never tell yourself that you know everything.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. I learn every day. Some things I learn from spirit directly. Some things I learn from other people. Some things I learn from people who think they are learning from me. So sometimes when you think you learning from me, you don't understand. I'm observing you and I'm watching you do things. And then I'm like, oh, I like that about Paul. I don't have that, you know? Like, one of the things I love about you is the energy and the enthusiasm of wanting to go forward, regardless of what. You're the kind of person that goes, I don't know how I'm going to get into that, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to do it. And the energy and the positivity allows you to do that. So not a lot of people have that. So keep it up. You still have a lot of growing to do. And trust me, I was young at one point. So don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah. Hey, could he said it? Eric, so hey, yeah, you getting me my emotions, but I'll be strong through this episode. Yeah, man. But also, thanks to the team, Malwande, Mpo, Bushe, for you, like just be always with us, guys, supporting us, and it may seem like it's about us because we are in front of the camera, but I feel like it's not really about us. Like you said, it's like starting cool as we were setting up the whole sets. You said, in the numbers, like speaking about the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we may not, kind of be reaching the numbers that you desire, but at the end of the day, you say that it's all about touching one into person.
Exactly.
Because what's the point of reaching 10,000 people, but none of them act, on everything that you shared on. But at least if we know that 10 people watch and 5 of you get to act,
Correct.
and please move down, God's work.
Yeah.
And that's what this podcast is mainly about. I remember when it got to the in conversation, informing it. And Nakona, it didn't take long. It was just a meeting in McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I remember when you were telling me your story, I
Can't believe you're advertising McDonald's.
don't worry, I hope it is me. I hope it is. But I remember you did say that, like you told me your message from the dream that you had where you were seeing yourself in front of many paparazzi cameras and just standing, just like you were in Dubai,
Yeah.
dreaming, stuff like that. And for me right then and there, I just understood the mission. That this is about the people. It's about you at home watching, just subscribing, liking, commenting. We really appreciate it because those little efforts, they help us develop and grow the podcast. So please don't forget to subscribe. We are trying to reach our 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Again, it's not about numbers, but at the game, it's about growth. When you subscribe, when you like, when you leave your comment, that other will, it allows YouTube to suggest our content to people who will be also interested in it and get help the way you actually need help. So please don't forget to us, Yeah, but with that, he could have said, what you've been seeing, man, on social media, there's been a lot of things happening, on social media, especially in the spiritual guys for.
So I think what we spoke about alien, um, I wanna give like kudos to MacG, although his way is not my way. But I think we've had this discussion before that many people are gifted in ways that they don't understand.
Yeah.
So you may hate him or love him,
Yeah.
but MacG has a certain gift, and it's reaching out to a lot of people. So one of the things is doing well is employed it, and I'm very passionate about employed. So he's created this whole network, and now he just out of a whim, I don't even know if it was planned, maybe it's something he had already approached DSTV, but he's now moving a whole lot of podcasts with him to a 24-hour channel that's going to be on DSTV. So big ups to MacG on that. I've also been seeing quite a lot of discussions around the Marine Kingdom.
Yeah.
And most of the discussions are always highlighting how evil the Marine Kingdom is. Um, I don't want to say I take offense to that. I'm a water baby myself. I have a lot of trips where I visit the Marine Kingdom.
Yeah.
And the ocean itself, I think I've told you before, and it might sound crazy because I know how people reacted with Atomic Talmud, but the ocean speaks to me. And I discovered this when I was I think I was 18 years old. I hadn't noticed it before, but suddenly I'm at the beach in KZN, and suddenly I hear a female voice coming from the ocean. And I was like, wait, you can speak? I didn't know you can speak. So the ocean speaks to you. So let's remember, the ocean is about 72% of the earth. Now, you were taken somewhere in the ocean.
Yeah.
This is Mfundisi, by the way. This week's a lot about this.
Yes.
So we don't know which section you was taken in the ocean. We don't even know if it was the ocean here on Earth, because there's a whole lot of portals that take you out of this realm into another place. So when we speak about the Marine Kingdom, you always quick to judge and say the Marine Kingdom was evil. Then you also hear a lot of people saying Amajosi ancestors are evil. Ishozi is this one spirit. And I'm like, okay, fine. But guys, you can't take everything and put it in one box. Whereas it's different for all of us. My experience with Amajosi hasn't been for evil. One of the things that Amajosi had been consistent on when he came to me, my name, my late mother gave Indungis, means to fix things. And ancestors really and truly have been asking you to fix things. But I started to notice, because I thought they were talking about my family, my mom's side and my father's side. But I started to notice wherever I am fixing them. So even in my career, I'm in the contact center space, customer experience, customer services. I think I've said this in other videos. But what I've noticed is that I get hired not for my experience in contact center, but for my experience in fixing things. So I'm able to look at processes, do process re-engineering, look at non-value adds on their entire value chain in the business. So I'm able to fix things like my name.
Yeah.
So now, why would the evil ancestors come to me and say I must fix people's lives? What will they gain from that? The more you watch spiritual videos, you will hear things like, no, it's all a strategy of the devil. The devil is going to use you to help others. In the long run, you will think that you are doing good, Kantitra. You are not. You are working for the devil because you are doing this via the channel of ancestors. So now we have these arguments every day, and you see that people saying, no, but why is our black ancestors evil when the Bible talks about the Hebrew ancestors is not evil? When you look at the lineage of all the prophets in the Bible will start with Ezekiel, and they start with, or you go to Ezra, it will go to all of them, even Jeremiah. But every time when they explaining and they introducing in the book of Jeremiah, they take him back to Adam, which means they are respecting the Jewish ancestors. But we as Africans are not supposed to respect our ancestors. People have a misconception that if you believe in ancestors, then you are praying to ancestors, which is not the case. It's usually a consultation, Paul. You even see it when you get visited by an angel. An angel is more forceful, it's more assertive, because he's bringing a message from God, and it needs to happen that way. It's like a plan. If you read the Quran, Torah, the Bible, it's the same thing. Everything happens in God's plan. But when ancestors come to you, Paul, they find a way to convince you. They find a way to influence you. They mold you. They shape you. They show you that you are now going out of direction. There are evil ancestors. Correct. I fully understand that.
Yeah.
But those are non-ascended ancestors who are still attached to earthly things that never really left. It's almost like you are speaking about ghosts, because ghosts are those spirits that are still roaming the world that don't even know that they die. So I'm not fighting the people that are saying ancestors are evil. Let them believe what they believe. At the end of the day, it's a free country. It's a free world.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, if you know yourself that you've had a good experience with your ancestors, then why paint them as evil?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's been quite interesting to see this divide. It's becoming clearer and clearer when you also start to look at spirituality and those podcasts that are speaking about the vibrational levels or frequencies of the earth. You'll start to hear about how important 2025 is. 2025 is going to have a split where there will be people that are non-believers or non-spiritualists, or that are not in the vibrational frequency that is higher. The earth is set to will come to a point where it splits, and the split is not very clear when you listen to the psychics. But it sounds like they are saying, you know how the friends you went to primary school with, you don't know what happened to them? It sounds like that. It sounds like that there's about 89 million people in this world. There's probably going to be half of that that's just going to disappear from the others. That's what they are saying. Me personally, as Nkutsi, I haven't seen that. But I have felt the division. I have felt that there's definitely the dichotomy happening. So
There's that week.
yeah. So it's very fascinating what's coming. Others are saying that this year we're going to have first contact where aliens touch down. I don't know. When you listen to numerology and you add up all the digits of 2025, it adds up to 9. So whatever you are planning this year, get it done. Because next day is a free start. You better get to a point where in 2026, if you had a dream, Paul, that you want to start a business, guess yeah, because this is the year. Next year, it needs to get to a point where now you are starting afresh, but you don't want to start afresh from scratch. You want to start afresh from a certain base that has gone up a bit. So this applies to love. This applies to relationships with your family. This applies to jobs. This applies to spirituality. If all along you have been sitting there in a relationship that you know you don't belong here, you know he doesn't love you, you know he's been abusive to you, he's apologized so many times for the last 5 years, this is the year to leave. This is the year for you to get into 2027, 6, in a different space. Then you will know who you are. So a lot is happening. We were talking about business.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I told you my dream on the 4th of November. I had a very fascinating dream.
Where you were told to.
Where I was told to quit.
Yeah.
But did I give you the description of the dream? It was quite fascinating. No, did you? By the way, the digital camera is there as well.
Oh,
So
great.
So the what we're doing now, what Mawanda is doing from behind that Canon camera, can't be advertising.
Don't worry, no past dates.
I kept seeing his camera.
Yeah.
And I'm shy, by the way, and I know people don't believe me, but I'm then shy. But when God says you do, remember how Moses felt when God chose him.
Yeah.
And said, you are going to go into Egypt and get your people. Moses said, but why me? Moses spoke about his impediments, speech impediment. Yeah, same goes for me. When God wanted me to make videos, I spoke about how shy I am.
Yeah.
And I spoke about how, what if people reject it? What if people don't like what I have to say? What if I'm not as knowledgeable as I think? What if I'm nothing near close to Credo Mutwa in that by my children? But God said, Credo Mutwa had his role. You have your role. I don't quite fully understand why God wanted me to speak behind the microphone or telephone, but I saw miracles when I went on TikTok.
Yeah.
30,000 followers within 3 months. I was like, what's happening? That's what I always mean when I tell people that gauge your path by looking at the path that has least resistance.
Yeah.
When you start something and you see many things that are a problem, then you learn that maybe this is not it. But when you start something and then things just happen, and people always think I'm talking about money. I'm not talking about money. God is talking about positive outcomes. He's talking about you vibrating higher. He's talking about people standing up and saying, we want to listen to what Mfundisi has to say.
Yes.
We don't fully understand him. We have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
But we want to hear.
Yeah.
Then you see that God does not see the negative in you. He sees the positive. But we tend to focus on the negative in us. But I've got pimples. I've got a fat nose. My lips are too thick. I don't think I look good for the camera. Who cares? This is your path. This is your journey. It is going to be a bit difficult sometimes because that is designed to strengthen your muscles. But you will get there.
In order to and it's like the way in which we've spoken in land, like improved to me that you should be a pastor. One day we should open the student that says church. Hey.
So people have been going on TikTok. Someone said, remember when I was 16, someone told one of my spiritual masters, Mfundisi, may he rest in peace. He said to me, I'm going to be a pastor one day. He told me this at 23 years old. And I laughed. You're right. That's why I told his undercard that there's no way. It's me, a pastor. I have too many questions for Christianity and all those things. So there's no ways up there, pastor. And he said, you will be, and your focus will be the youth. You'll be happy to be helping the youth. Look at me, I'm sitting with you. You are the youth. Mawanda is the youth. He's wearing clean pants, by the way. Oh. Yes. I am going to talk about some events, not now. So someone, because I always ask, every time an angel comes to me in a vision or a dream talking about this church, and I'm like, I can't be a pastor. I don't even know the Bible that well.
Yeah.
So then I started reading the Bible. I think I've read it like 3 times.
Like what kind of?
Yeah, from Genesis to Revelation.
Whoa.
So
You know, but still we are signing more bay. Those I was scared to feel.
no, there's no such. So why don't I sign off on the sorry that I'm not then you know you sign it up. Why sign up? Why you interested with the Bible?
For him.
So my issue has always been, okay, so what's my church going to be like? Because like I told you before, at one point I was asked to follow Islam.
Yeah.
Learn about it. I observed the Ramadan for 4 years. We carry it in Ramadan by Ramadan Karim to my brothers and sisters. There could be Eid on Monday. Depends on the moon and the stars that they see. And then
On happy Ramadan, eh?
You say Ramadan Karim.
Oh,
It's a blessing.
Ramadan ring.
Say happy Eid. Eid is like the Christmas kind of way.
All to
We celebrate.
Yeah, because I'll be
They show it the
I work with Muslims, so I always say just happy Ramadan.
say Salam alaikum, alaikum salam.
And then Ramadan Hakim.
Kari.
Kari.
So then at one point I was asked to learn about Hinduism. So I'm so open-minded that I always wonder, okay, so what kind of church is it gonna be? Someone went on TikTok a couple of months ago. I did a video on meditation, I believe. Not sure what it was about. He went in and he said, Mkulu, please can you open a church where you're going to teach us about these days? We want to learn about, it's like to them, it's alternative spirituality. Because people are tired of the dogma that comes with spirituality.
And also like
I think sorry, religion, not spirituality.
exactly, I was about to say that.
Spirituality allows you to be free, while religion puts you in a box. It says, hey, you must pray this way. But spirituality says you can pray anyhow. Even when you're wearing pink pants like my son, you can go on your knees and pray. So God will not judge you. The Bible says, come as you are. So when I saw a commentary, I was like, oh my gosh, I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, yes.
Maybe I will teach anyone that's willing to listen about how to meditate, about how to connect with the source. I like calling God the source because the ancient Uriel took me to the source one day and I said, but this doesn't look like God. And I looked at him and he said, your brain cannot fathom what God looks like. So it was fascinating to me. But the last couple of videos, like you were speaking, a lot of people had a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And I thought today we'll talk about them, maybe in a bit of length, because 4 minutes video or 10 minute video now is not heavier. I spoke about how to learn the language of your ancestors. People had a lot of questions. Then I spoke about the money issue. When ancestors give you money, they must know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh, I did tell you the dream. Someone is telling me to tell you, hey, this is important. So on the 4th of November, I dreamt I was in a house, I don't know, in a side of town like that. Funny enough, the people in that town were all Muska. They were all Arabs. But I didn't want to ask many questions. You know when you are in those dreams where you realize you're dreaming, but you don't know why you're there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in those dreams. I realized that I'm dreaming. And I realized that there's a message for me here, but I didn't understand. But when you get in that dream, you find that there is something you are doing that you have to do. So you don't know why you do it. So for example, I was getting tools to fix the roof of this house. And I remember in the dream, I felt like I was in a body of someone that fixes roofs. It's his business.
Yes.
And I remember thinking, I am not good with my hands. So the only thing I can do with my hands is draw. Remember, I used to be in architecture, yeah. But I can't, look, you know. Yeah, no. So I was fixing a roof on this house. When I was fixing the roof, I started hearing noise downstairs. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So I got curious, just like white people in the bottom. Then I went upstairs. Don't go there. I feel strange today. And then when I go downstairs, I'm good. I'm okay. When I get downstairs, I see a termite mound. It's two. You know what, Tim? Yes. There's a whole lot of what you call it? Rituals that are down termites. Then the termite mound was growing on the side of the wall. Normally it grows from the ground around up on the other end. The termites would fly.
Like a wasp.
Like wasps, yeah. But they were termites. They look massive. They're big ones. And then in the middle of the termite mound, there was a digital camera afloat. Like, and I'm like, there's a digital camera gift. It's really a symbol, by the way. And then I remember thinking, oh my gosh, how much was that to me? Ancestors must be angry. Why would a termite mound grow inside the house? So, a guy came out of nowhere and he said, almost as though he was listening to my thoughts. So he answered my question. He said, I don't know, but I can speak to the Lila. I understand their language. Oh. And I was like, yeah, but termite mounds don't grow indoors. This means ancestors are angry. I can feel that. And then he said, no, let me ask them. And I said, no, you need to help me. Let's get it out of here. And then as I was saying that, the termite noise flew to the middle. The termites flew to the middle of the room. And when they did that, I suddenly felt the presence of God. Then I got scared, like that fear that you get when you are God. Then I immediately went on my knees. When I went on my knees, the termites were floating in the middle of the room. They had brought the camera with them. Then they dropped things on the ground that became words, like, when typing. And it said, do not be afraid. Do you know how many times that a phrase comes out in the Bible? 365 times. It says, do not be afraid. Rather, quit DHL in March next year and open this business. It said I must open an automated media business. And it showed me partners that I must partner with. There I was freaking out. Because I'm like, wait, I'm not ready to quit. Now I'm starting to negotiate because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Out of fear. Because we don't know what's going to happen. But I woke up. And then I look at my wife and I said, love, they said I must quit next year March. Share. I don't know where to start. No. I don't know what's automated media. So I went online. I'm not good with that today. I need to find out. And I wanted to find out. I read, and I'm quite clever. I'm not a genius. But I didn't understand what I was reading. But guess what? I opened the business. Sir. And, Paul, within a month, Vector Online was born.
Yes, sir.
Registered. And the website was designed within 2 weeks.
Wow.
It only cost me 2,000 rands. www.vector-online.co.za. And it's there, it's working. And I have tried many businesses in the past, and every time they would fail. Yeah. But this one came together, and it worked in a month. So within 2 weeks, from January to what are we on now? We're on end of March. We are now on 45 customers.
Whoa. Whoa, that's huge. I always buy.
And to me, that was amazing. So I also said to my wife, listen, Sometimes I'll call amateurs these niggas. I said, these niggas want us to quit. They want me to quit. I don't know what I'm going to eat. One of the children are like this. So I'm freaking out, but I'm like, no, I'm not scared. I'm there. You know that moment you move fear out. Then things happen. So I said to my wife, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take leave and I'm going to do readings in Xole the whole day, every day for 2 weeks to study what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that I can have a better picture of how much we're going to make, for food in the house. Then I said to my wife, I've been helping a lot of people go into Uber Eats business. And I said to her, let's get bikes. I want you to arrange this, So I said, this is another thing, guys. Marry a partner that's going to work with you. The word partner. And so
emphasis on partner.
Yeah. So nowadays people look at big bums, big boobies.
Come on now, can we start it?
And they're thinking, oh, this is what I want. Beauty fades away, Paul. It really does. Look at me. I used to be beautiful. I am 48 years old now, and you can see every video when everybody starts calling you fruit man. Yeah. By the way, I hate the word, I could use it even way. Then you must know that an expiry date is somewhere in the daycare. I shall send this. So, I also remember what I said earlier. Yeah. Part with listed assistance. That's important. Putting together a Wi-Fi, fiber, hosting business. I don't know anything about hosting. I don't understand those things. But it happened within a month. In fact, a space of 2 weeks. And I'm doing it with my little brother.
That's the beauty.
That's how we need to do an episode on Utambuhi. It's a great example. Me and my brothers, we couldn't get along after our mother passed away. There was a big war. Our mother left us with 2 properties, and my mom was very good with mine. She left us quite, a nice, it wasn't millions, don't worry, but it was
just it's an rania.
There was something.
It's an rania.
What?
Penran.
No, it was way more than first. It was money that when I saw, because I was the executor. No, not the executor. What is it called? The executor was Nedbeck, but there's someone in the family that's chosen.
Oh yeah.
At the court, I've got the milk. So when I saw the money that Blam left us, besides the cars and the houses,
yeah,
I was worried about my brothers. There's just 3 of us.
Your mom was pop on it?
My mom was a school teacher, but she was very good with money.
Oh, I thought that you grew up in the trenches, like you only gasnian. No. Sometimes when you told the stories, I message you, my nigga.
No. I didn't grow up poor. Neither did I grow up rich.
You grew up that with mess.
Yeah. But the weird part about it is, when you would go to the Sishi side, my paternal side,
yeah,
the Sishi family is known in KZN. So 80s, 90s, they were very rich. There are some rich Sishis. I'm going to be one of them soon. But there's not a lot. So we have that respect in KZN. But then when you go home, in Maristeri, Kakoba, you would find Peter Marisco Kamatidisa. It's like shacks and, but it was weird how the Sishi side that is rich was cold. The Koba side that was poor was warm.
That's what is the case.
After my grandma, by the way, she's my spiritual master. My grandma, my mom's mom, that woman could feed 20 people from a pot of pap and curry, and you wouldn't know where is this food coming from. And everybody would eat. We would have smaller yellow plates, but we would all be filled. Woo. And she was a prophet. She didn't want to become a savoma. So I learned a lot from my grandmother. She would even get orphans to come and stay with us. I have uncles that are not my blood. I have aunts that are not my blood from the Koba side, that my grandmother would just come home. I want to shout out to Umadu Sama.
And also that correct uncle.
Uncle Mike, Thomas. That's my kind of uncle. So it's very fascinating when you see those two separate things. So, but to be honest with you, no, I did not grow poor. It's just that my mom was tough. There was a point when I was unemployed. She would leave me with no money and no food during the day. I had to fend for myself. So those were tough times for me. But not that we were poor at home. It's just that my mom was trying to make me indulge. So I would literally go from neighbor to neighbor. I would ask for eggs from this neighbor. I would ask for 2 sticks in the bread here. And maybe I would ask for oil from this one. And I would have breakfast and lunch from my neighbors. But they wouldn't know. Like I would be like, ma, please can you treat me 2 eggs. We'll pay you back in the afternoon. But as much as it was painful, it made me a man and it made me independent. One of the things that we're doing wrong nowadays, we are making our children dependent on us. We don't teach them independence enough. So as much as it was painful, because I saw my mother doing it to my brother years later. When I was now a kid, my brother would phone me feeling very sad. Then Ma left me with nothing in this house, and I would just send him an e-wallet, and I'd be like, no, Ma does that. 2 months trying to make you a man, but be strong. Think out of the box. How are you going to be? Because even birds have a very cruel parental system for you to learn to fly. So you throw your jumpy. So I think that's what my mom is doing. So no, but I did not grow up. What? I'm not gonna lie.
Let's get back to Vector about our Vector.
Vector Online, yeah. So Vector Online, www.vector-online.co.za. We do web hosting. We now have it's 2 companies that we're hosting, including yours truly.
That's me and Malande.
Is it?
Yeah, partnered with Malande.
So this is what I mean. When I see people emulate you and say, how Unkulu just built a website just like that. He started a business just like that. That means I can do it too. So that's what we need to do, guys. We need to show the world that everybody can do it.
Yeah.
Look at what MacG did. It showed many people. There's how many podcasts now? What, billions?
There's a lot of podcasts, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And everybody thinks, we can do it. And that's okay.
Yeah.
So long as you have a mission and you want to follow it through. So
Yeah.
that's what we do. So if you guys are interested, please go into my website. You find the phone numbers there. Or you can phone me. The problem now is that I'm using the same phone number. But I want to change it soon.
Yeah.
So sometimes people phone me and I'm like, so what's up, bro?
And it's a white person pocket.
And the person goes, is this Vector Online? And I'm like, oh yeah, hi. You're speaking to Louis from Vector Online. How can I help you? So it's not a big operation yet. It's me and my brother. My brother is more on the technical side. I'm more on the managerial director side, and I keep bringing clients. We actually were invited to bid for a tender in Escort. There's a government tender that they're building houses, and they want Wi-Fi.
It's not yours, Nkulu. It's yours. Which chairs are it? Like
Then we can buy nice the mics,
stuff like that.
stuff and build. That's how I view it. If it will end up the businesses feel each other, getting into each other, they can grow all together.
Yeah.
So that's where I am right now. I'm building Vector Online, and believe it or not, Yesterday, we went and picked up the first bite, me and the wife.
Guys, am I the only person that's say, you know that guys are Monday? Please, my guys, be serious.
I'm hoping by the end of the month we'll be registered with Uber Eats because I want to study that business. But I want my wife to manage it. I want my wife to get the confidence of running a business.
This is the definition of power couples.
Yeah.
Talk to me about other couples, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I had tried to be in business before, kept failing. Again, part with the least resistance. For years, I was in architecture.
You know what? You know when you tell me about the story of architects, I'm like, how much you make from that job? Only up and find that was it.
The best money I ever made in about 12 years of architecture.
Oh my God.
I'm ashamed to say is 5,000 rands. There was a point where I was working in an office called BM Lazi. It was called Property Ace. They would pay you 600 rand, Baba, at the month. And then the owner used to smoke weed. And and he would then ask for the money. He gives you money in the wallet. Gives you a service.
So I'm still about to set this already.
But we would work hard, Paul, because I enjoy drawing drawings. Like we would like draw like a hall, or we would draw schools. Maland is perfect. Draw schools. I remember I even drew a crash for free around the rural areas in case that I am Bombay. And it was better for me to do that because I couldn't work with that man anymore at Property Aces. They would use us. We would draw until 3 in the morning. Drawing. So I would be responsible for drawing the foundations. Maybe if it's a big project, someone is doing elevations, someone is doing the sections. It's nice. Architecture is nice. I enjoyed it. But not getting paid was not nice. So I decided to go on my own. I even ended up having an office.
Your own office?
Yeah, my own office. I owe the Durban City Metro 25,000 rands because of an office. Because when I asked them to cancel it, because I gave up, like literally, because I could see this is not working. That's what I mean when I'm saying the path with the least resistance. I experienced a whole lot of resistance. God was telling me over and over again, yes, Louis, you can draw, but architecture is not your path. But I wasn't listening.
Can I ask you something good? Sorry, you disappeared.
No, it's okay.
Cool. Because I relate to this much more. In fact, me and Manali relate to this much more. Cause me and Manali will have what is big business. You know, what is on the mention to business. You know, there's a lot that you want to do, but also at the same time, you know, there's other things that we are also doing on the side. I think Manali is also like a ref on the side.
Yeah, I said ref with pin fangs. I think I should use zip up in.
And I think my partner Musha will attest to this. Like, I don't know how many ideas I give her or I provide her with, but we're like a day every time we speak, you know. And sometimes we debate and have this. I say, hey, baby, when you're not business minded, and me, I want someone who's business minded, like, you know, set our conversations, you know. But I would like, I'm saying this just to make this point. It's like, for me, I have a lot that, you know, I'm involved in. I think we may be a bit, but and I need you to use like the dead eye on this one for you, you know. As like, I'm into media, I'm into marketing. That's business as a whole, right? But I'm running it in like those two main cheeks, going to say.
And they're very much interlinked.
Exactly, right. Media and marketing, very interlinked. But now that like I'm done much more deeper into business, I'm now laying operations.
Yes.
Like especially with the e-commerce thing that I'm doing now. Yeah, you see now I'm also into e-commerce, and the way in which I'm doing it, I'm doing it e-commerce but together with AI. I'm training it with a you know, because you know I see that this is where the world is going. So good. And one thing that I've learned in markets is that 8 adapters are the people that, you know, end up winning in the day. Or, you know, look at MacG. He's the, okay. To be honest with you, to tell the truth, MacG was not the first.
No, he was.
Right. I like to believe that I was the first. Me, I'm afraid it's him. But that's another story for another day.
No, I can't wait to hear it. What are the numbers?
No, okay. So me and my friend Tim, shout out to Tim, my shop is a Friday on Base Hub TV. Is doing great stuff now. So when COVID hit,
Yeah.
my friend Tim invited me to stay with him in Hobla Park or the park. So I moved from one other is to his house.
There was nothing homosexual about. Can I just
Trust me, that's
no? That's actually wrong.
because trust me, there's no pink trousers there. Trust hard.
But we every time we mention the word pig, we better money in this YouTube video.
Isn't it? It start. Alright. So we partnered and we became partners into doing our own our creative agency. We were doing like our social media marketing and we are creating content and we we're driving because we understood social media and we understood that like not a lot of small businesses understood how to use social media as a marketing tool. Correct. Right. So we're teaching a lot that to small businesses, small to medium businesses. And yeah, COVID-19 hit. We were trying to do that. We were trying to get small businesses to be on the offense, while as they were closed down and wanted indifference. That no, guys, this is your time. This is your time. But also at the same time, you know, the rules that were there, like during the pandemic, that was so harsh that you know no business was able to operate. So we didn't have anything to do. Then my mentor, Tabo. Tabo, if you're watching this, please reach out to me, man. I lost his numbers. Tabo Sydney. He then advised us, you know, like, oh, that guy believed in me so much. He advised us, say, guys, you should look into podcasting because he saw the amount of equipment that we owned.
Yeah.
The cameras, the lights, the mics. It's like, no, you guys should dive into this speaks. And then we just started it. Like it was not like uh uh like a visual podcast. It was just like an audio podcast on its day.
Yeah.
So we are uploading like literally right now. If you can go on YouTube right now and search lockdown chats,
Yeah.
you will find like lockdown chats podcast. You will find some of the old clips that you used to do, funny stuff, very unapologetic, very raw, you know. But we are very, you know, that's prominently, you know. He was even reaching out to me like this week. He's like, "Yo, man, remember like was sending me the clips that we used to do." Maybe I would try to put in, you know, on the post production.
Sure.
All right. So, like, just when COVID was there, we were also within it, you know. So that's how I like to pick it that we were the first adapters to it. But back to the real story, you know, you see that there's other things that you know that I'm doing, you know, like it's media marketing, it's e-commerce and AI. Also, like, I'm currently learning how to cut hair because I want to open a barber this year. Sometime September.
Yeah.
I want to open.
You must before you start Sydney. But your time is now, boy.
They're pretty, because really, like, remember when I tell you about the series doesn't do it.
Yeah.
So that's the purpose. I'm kind of not sure if it's gonna be like a barber or food, because me and my party kitchen of life. It's yes, I'm almost busted. You know, I'm very careful. Like, I don't want to say wife because I'm not just too shy. Yeah, I'm not just shy. You know, but me and my partner, you know, and we also passionate about food. But she's also passionate about, you know, hairdressing and, you know, less tech. So that's why we're looking at food and, you know, a barber or a salon, you know, stuff like that. Being into the hair agency, you know, stuff like that. So we are both good to Guninga.
Yeah.
Winning is somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what, yeah.
Okay, Kaji.
That was a time in my life where I was also like a musician like Mala. But I had to, you know, pause allow. But I'm still passionate and but like I've made like a much more conscious decision to say, you know, let me pause with music and like a better focus with those.
So on Wednesday night, I had a session. One of my clients requested that I'm mentoring spiritually. I have mentors. I don't call them amatwasa. I call this senses. Yeah. She asked me to do a leading for her son. Her son is 20 years old, and her son is into soccer. So her son had this idea that he can do soccer, and he just wanted to know, will it work out? Will it succeed? So again, with the theory of following the path with the Lister sisters.
Yeah.
Sometimes the world is your oyster, especially when you're that. So many things come through to you. Many ideas come through. But so when I was speaking to them, when I'm doing a reading, I'll normally channel it. It's not me speaking. So sometimes I speak, and when I'm done speaking, I'm like, wow, that is wise. Who is that? Because it's not me. I'm like, there's no way that was me. So when I was speaking to him, was his idea was that he wants to know if he's gonna succeed in soccer. So I said to him, okay, we need to look at it this way in Kodi. You know that there are people in soccer that get scooped up into the PSL league just like that. Others are scooped up and they are taken overseas just like that. It all depends on talent. But there's a book by Malcolm Gladwell called The Outliers. In that book, there's a chapter called The 10,000 Hours. What we are doing now can take you practice up to 10,000 hours really to be so good at it that you are on the same level as someone who's talented. So there are people who are just born speakers and they can just speak on a podcast. There are people who can just play soccer and immediately be successful. But you'll find that others have to practice and practice and practice until they get to that level. So I said to him, abantu abadala, the ancestors are telling him that for you, because his dream was to get to Europe, for you to get to Europe, and I even said to him, I see that BMW that you wish to have. And he's like, oh, cool. Well, like, you're going to have with BMW, but umkhulu wako would rather you had the fun. And he's like, yes, Mkulu, I'm passionate about agriculture. So I'm like, okay. Now, this is how they're showing. In soccer, you need to work 10 times as hard to get to Europe and to get the red BMW. In agriculture, you need to only work 5 times as hard. But you'll still get to Europe. In fact, you get to Europe as many times as you want from agriculture.
Yeah.
You get 10 BMWs that are red, blue, yellow, and whatever color you want.
Ink.
From agriculture.
Side-eye.
But you still have to work hard. You still have to work hard. So I said to him, let's look at Messi versus Ronaldo versus Dr. Kuma. And I said to him,
Hey, so old. Like you old, you know old days.
I said to you,
You can say no, just like.
don't know soccer better. I said to you, Messi is talented and he's the best in the world. But he didn't have to work as hard as Ronaldo. Because Ronaldo needed to practice 10,000 hours to get to Messi. Dr. Kumalo is talented, but he never got to the development. He never even got to Ronaldo. So you also need to look at everything that is presented to you and say to yourself, which one am I the Messi? And which one am I Ronaldo? And which one am I Dr. Kumar? And he's like, Kunz, I get it. We can close the reading now. And I'm like, no, wait. He's like, no, Kudu, I did it. So I'm like, let's make an example of me. I was in architecture for more than 12 years and I made 5,000 events. Right? Then I ended up in a call center as a call center agent. Right? It was a horrible job, but I enjoyed it. Other people were complaining. I was hit. I was like, I enjoy speaking to people. There's hundreds of them that I speak to, and I love it. They also love my voice. So every other one, they just go, hey, do you see your voice in a? So I have fun playing as a boss of the agent. Now, because I have fun, I vibrated differently. And I became this off the call. No. Actually, I became Ronaldo because I had to work hard. But here's what I realized. My first salary in the call center, I worked for MTN once a week in Mountfresh, the free one where people call in and say, my phone is in my boots. Then I like, okay, so what must I do about that? So I had to work hard and be the Ronaldo. They said, but the first salary I got, I remember I bought my mom's house after working overtime and made 7,000 rands. 12 years in architecture, the best I made was 5,000. First month in call center, I'm making 7,000 rands. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait, now. This was 2002 April.
They're paying 7,000. Bro, Xaba get
The basic salary was 4,500. But I you push it overtime. I had another 7 and I made 7,000 rands, and I was like, this is a big salary for me. I've never seen. I bought a car, Corsa Light, 1987 model, red one, by the way, NUZ 58895. So, so within 3 months of working, I got a car. So, and again, everything I do, I look at it as business, except spirituality.
Yeah.
I bought that car because I saw an opportunity for me to drive people from Mount Edgecombe to Ulas. They will pay for petrol for me.
Wow, you say.
Yeah. So that's what I did. It was a bad plan. Petrol is like sticks. And license is huge. Anyways, so then I grew in the call center up to a point where call center management flew me around the world. And I remember me and my ex-wife, we started competing, saying who's going to be the first one to make over $1 million a year.
What a healthy competition.
Yeah, she beat me, but I did get to a point where we celebrated that, you're now making over $1 million a year in call center. But still, I am not messy. You would think in this story I am messy. It's clear in architecture and Dr. Kumalo, but I am not messy. Then, one day, I realized that I understand dreams. Yeah, I really get. And so, in dreams, God started pushing me to make videos. What am I sitting on now? 87,000 followers is going to 88,000. So in dreams, in doing readies, in helping people,
Spiritually, the
eyes on the list.
sir.
That's where I am.
I love how you own it.
I am not making money as Messi, but the fulfillment I get for when someone calls me and say, cool, after 5 years of not working, I'm starting, man. Thank you so much for your prayers and cleansing me. And that person didn't even pay me. And I'm like, it's okay. And Magdozi said, ancestors said I mustn't charge you. They will thank me one day. And that person is now going to be able to feed his family. He was about to lose his house. He was about to lose his car. But he's starting tomorrow, Monday at work. Wow. That's way more than a little rent check. The fulfillment I get there. So I know I am messy in dreams, and I am messy in information that I'm sharing with spirituality and teaching people and healing people and praying people. I am like the footballer mess. But in contact center management, customer experience, I am Ronaldo because I had to work very hard to do it and feed my family. And it does feed my family.
Yeah.
And then in architecture that I haven't done in years, by the way, I have drawings at my house. I get people phoning me and I give them the drawings for free. So I feel I am Dr. Kumar. So look at it that way, Paul, because you're not going to be able to do everything all in once.
Yeah.
You're going to crash. What happens is you need to learn to focus at least on 1 or 2 businesses at the same time, depending on the capacity and depending on the needs of the business. If you can, then focus on all 3 at the same time. So long as you have people that support you, then look at which business am I the Messi, which business am I Dr. Kumalam, and which business am I Ronaldo in. Then we will know this is how we're going to. Because God is clever. God pushes it to you according to your capabilities, because the Lord knows what you're good at. And some people, someone phoned me last week. No, actually, they sent me a voice note. They said, Nkulu, I had to start a church. Like, I believe in what you showed me in my Ribi. You were right, I have to start a church. But this is just too big. I am scared and quick.
Churches.
And I told him, God will never leave you in a hole too deep that you can't get out of. God knows your potential. Stop taking it all. What we do is we try to control the steering. Let God drive. Allow him to drive. Be there. Allow you to drive. See, now we didn't speak about our metals. But anyways, I don't know what we're on. Maybe it's gonna be, that's the next
at this over an hour. Like, yeah, I'm also thinking that, honest. But I feel like this is so the boys could be this.
Yeah.
So no, this episode was meant to be so. People plan, but God's will it prevails. Am I saying right?
Yeah, it's Proverbs 16 verse 9. People plan with their hearts and the Lord orders out steps.
Definitely. So I think for me, on what you just said, I find so much like I've risen with it a lot. I'm like as you speak, I'm thinking to myself right now, I'm like already questioning myself, okay, which part did I miss? Because at the current moment I feel like I'm Ronaldo on every day. And on certain things, you know, you know, I maybe don't come out, and that's why I say things I just, pause though. Even though the idea is still there, they're still in the shout, stuff like that. But yeah, like it's that kind of thing. For me, I think for me to answer this question, I think I asked you this question based on the point of like really just watching a one direct answer on which part your mind is on. And I think it's unfair for me, just like that, like to pull the pressure on me. To say, I'm jelly, I shall say, you know,
That's not fair. That's what people do, Paul.
yeah.
Don't ask others. See it for yourself.
That's exactly the point.
Because what happens is if Unkulu Sishi tells you you're supposed to start a church, but that doesn't resonate with you, you will do it, but you won't be happy. Or you will do it, but it will be difficult. It needs to come to you. My job is to facilitate the conversation that we are having right now, saying to you, find the thing that comes natural.
Yeah.
Find the thing that tickles you. Find the thing that makes you smile, and it comes very easy to you. Start with it. Then when you've built and you are strong enough, you're now the CEO of La Royale, then you will be comfortable enough because you now have millions to start other things that you now can hire experts. Just like how Elon Musk does. Elon Musk is no scientist. He's just...
But we expect SpaceX he had to something.
He hired... Go and read the history of Elon Musk. He's clever. Don't get me wrong. But most of the things that he takes over because he has capital.
Yeah.
But it's not his intellectual property.
Yeah, true that. But like, no, come on, man. Like, we have to give him. I know, I got been there.
No, I'm not saying he's bad. Okay. The world needs people like him. What do they call pioneers? He's the kind of person in Zulu cities in Malabu Tor. Yeah.
That really
He's the kind of person that will do things that others think is impossible.
Yeah. For me, I just want to give him credit, especially when it comes to SpaceX, because he had to do a lot of research. Like, he was sleeping at the office, like just trying to, because of like he went to Russia trying to outsource, the jets that he needed to use.
Yeah.
But and then he had to read and educate himself, immerse himself, and started that. But yeah, man, I was so happy, man. I'm in healing, and I trust that, you guys also, find this episode so very educational. Manande, and I see him changing the picture.
Do is your car.
His leg also. Can I please ask for a favor, man? For everyone who's watching this episode, 100 of you, 200 of you, just if you're watching, no more like you're watching like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or 1 minute of this episode, please kindly drop in your like your flat or your location. I just want to know where are you watching from directly, because we have people are watching from Kenya, and that really warms up our hearts. But it back to, it's not about the numbers but the outreach, right? So please drop down your location or drop down your flag. If you're watching this out of South Africa, drop down your flag. If you're watching this within South Africa, just drop down your location. Engage with us. Nkulu, I don't know how to end this. Is there any other thing that you'd like to add before I close?
Follow the path with least resistance.
Thank you. Hashtag follow the path. Wait, you know what? Like, we should go into it. Twitter, it's that now.
Is it?
Yeah. This same your brand on Twitter. X, yes. You will also find us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Spirit Matters Podcast. The first I said that we are going and we're on Twitter. Find the path that is in least.
Follow the path.
Follow the path. This is the witness. Thank you so much, Nkulu. Mpo. And okay. But it's okay. Thank you so much. Nandi! It's Nandi.
Nandi, yeah.
Nandi, Mambara Sharp. Like, that's how I remind myself, but struggles more. It is a small. Boop. Boot there, Malan there for me and the team. We love you. I was so excited about this episode. I'm happy to say this old man. We'll see you on the flip side. Subscribe, like, love it.